the instant South Stand reaction. Everton 1, West Ham 1. Yeah, such a frustrating game. Everton for an hour. We're in mostly control, bar a little spell before half time. But again, Everton overplaying in the final third, slowing the game down. Both wide men guilty of it. Not enough quality in the final third, that's a simple fact. Beto, Barry, both of them. I really do think we've made a big mistake not having that other centre forward on, who just knows the game, who's got a little bit of experience. I think, you know, we're just so flat-footed in the final third. Started well, kept hold of the ball, very much like the Villa game, and then we've like gone back to our old ways of just slowing the game down. There's no pace. They started getting on the ball, started the game with 11 men behind the ball, but as the game went on, they just got more and more comfortable, started playing out, started using the width, and it was the wide men that started causing Everton all the trouble. Everton obviously scored the goal from Michael Keane, great ball by James Garner, a good header. Had a couple of aerial chances, but we're just not making enough chances. We overplay it. I think Jack Grealish is guilty of overplaying it. I think, you know, there I've said it. I think he's guilty of overplaying instead of just putting the ball into an area like he did when we beat Brighton, and even when we scored the goal against the Derby. I think sometimes just put the ball in the box and hope that there's a centre forward or a midfielder running onto it. As I said, we're just massively frustrated. They took over after around 60 minutes and they got the goal. It looked like it was coming. They've got a little bit of luck, but unfortunately Brien has been absolutely skinned. Toffee not putting tackles in, Michalenko standing off people. I think the ball might have come off Michael Keane to go in, so they've got a touch of luck. And then for the next, till about the 85th minute, it was all them. Looked like they were going to get the winner. And then the last 5 minutes we've come into it. Kieran Dewsbury Hall started to move around a little bit, nearly got a penalty, just a free kick that James kind of put wide, and then Kieran Dewsbury Hall's got a yellow card for making a perfectly good tackle, which is going to see him miss the Crystal Palace game. Absolutely crazy. I just don't get that. The referee was terrible all night. The referees this season have just been so poor. But for me, one of the issues is Everton at the back suddenly look so shaky, and they look so shaky. They look so they're lacking in pace. Jake O'Brien is getting caught. I mean, I've been saying it. I was saying it all summer, and I was, you know, for me, we had to get a right back, and we didn't. Michalenko, we can just about cope with, but I do think we need pace at full back. I think it's so important to get pace at full back. It's such an important thing. Jake O'Brien's been caught out again. Players who play against him just know to run at them, and you'll beat them for pace. Jake O'Brien looks so uncomfortable, and Michalenko just hasn't really come back from that injury. In fact, he still looks injured, but we're just not making enough clear-cut chances. Grealish and Njai doesn't look comfortable on the light. You know, I know first couple of games he got goals, but he just doesn't look comfortable playing over there. We need a right back who can give us width and give us pace, and we just haven't got it. And on the left-hand side, Jack Grealish, he's getting great areas, and again, he's you know, I'll be honest, he does frustrate me at times. He slows it down, and then I don't think we've got the kind of forwards that he's been used to. Well, I know we haven't got the kind of forwards that he's been used to, because he'll don't get me wrong, he rolled a lovely one into James Garner, and their goal, he's made a save with a couple of minutes to go. That was our last big chance. But our centre forwards are just not on the same wavelength, and maybe some of our players are not on the wavelength. I can understand Jack Grealish is getting very frustrated out there, I really can, so he's almost frustrating himself. But yeah, it's a massively frustrating night. I thought James Garner played well. Adisa Garner gave sloppy in possession, that led to Taki getting a yellow card, which maybe meant that Taki couldn't go in for maybe the challenge in the corner where they scored from. I thought Michael Keane was probably our best player, a great header, and to be honest, defended probably the best defender, but it is worrying how our defence has suddenly just started looking really slow. It's desperate for Branthwaite to come back, absolutely desperate for Branthwaite to come back into the team. Midfield did look wide open as well at times. The three didn't really work, and as I said, that width is good, but we're not creating enough chances through the middle. And I just thought, as I said, Beto was abysmal, absolutely abysmal. Don't mind saying that. Barry wasn't much better, but he did make one run that created an opportunity. Beto didn't make a run all night. Didn't make one run all night to open them up. And we've got, it's another game now to win, and obviously we've got a tough game on Sunday now without Kieran Dewsbury-Hall in the starting lineup, so there's going to have to be a change there. I'm not sure whether Merlin Roll will be available, but maybe, I don't know, Carlos Alcaraz might come in for that game. But that's what a squad's for. I don't know if David Moyes knows that, but that's what a squad's for, because that's the other side of things. We have to start using more of our players. I thought Tyler Dibblin done all right when he came on. He looked a lot more confident than he did against Wolves. He beat a couple of the players. He won a free kick in the corner. But we've got to listen. I think all that early season optimism is sort of drifted out now of all of us, and I think it's back to reality a little bit. But the mad thing is, we're not even playing as well as we were in the second half of the season when Moyes didn't have the players he's got now. That's the most frustrating thing. And the likes of Dewsbury-Hall and Grealish and Jai, we've got much better players. We just can't find the balance. And a big part of that is because of the back line to me. Honestly, it annoys me so much. The back line, the full-backs. If you've got two wide men like we have, who aren't pacey but are good with the ball, you've got to have full-backs who go past them, and we don't, and it's just so frustrating. I'll be honest, for last 20 odd minutes or so, I thought West Ham were going to win the game. I thought something was going to drop and they were going to get it. It felt like that. It felt like it was going to be one team, and their manager made subs, and that freshened them up. And sometimes it is about just freshening the team up in the Premier League. Moyes he's got to start trusting some of his players, but from Moyes' point of view, what I would say is that he's given them an opportunity last week against Wolves, and none of them really took it. So there's loads of food for thought again. We haven't lost the game. West Ham first team to come here in the Premier League and score. But Palace on Sunday is going to be a very, very tough game. So, yeah, majorly frustrated. I think a lot of people tonight thought this was going to be 3 points nailed on. But that's not the Premier League, and certainly I think we all have to be a little bit more realistic about this Everton team now. So, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching.